What's going on, YouTube? Stocks by the numbers. Welcome back. Just wanted to do a quick little positive update here today on FUBO TV, ticker symbol FUBO, listed here on the New York Stock Exchange. Company up to $3.32, up 0.5% just today alone. A little over 18% here on the day. Hit a high of $3.38. Now, in the last couple of days, we saw this 239 level that I pointed out. I'll back it up in a second. This was the key resistance here originally when we spoke about it. And I said the stock was going to go from whatever, 160, 170, wherever it was the last time we looked at it, up to this trend line here of 239. And not only did it do that, but recently it has come down, retested that level, and then immediately bounced up and absolutely exploded coming off that support. So the company has been looking very, very well as of late since we really kind of started looking at it. And now we have earnings coming up sometime soon, I believe August 4th, estimating $302 million. And as you see here for the last couple of quarters, the company has been coming in above expectations, 300 and we'll call it about 320 plus million. So if this company could kind of maintain that 310 to 320 million per quarter, then obviously looking at these numbers, the company is probably going to beat earnings on the revenue side. EPS side, still looking for a loss here of about 30 cents a share. So unless their loss is significantly widened, if the company beats on revenue, in my opinion, I would say it's still a buy and it's probably still undervalued. Again, the market cap right now is only a touch below $1 billion. And as you see here, not only has revenue been climbing really quarter over quarter, but obviously margins have been climbing as well. And last year for 2022, the company brought in $1 billion in revenue, and the market cap right now is a touch under $1 billion. That's why when we saw it at, $1.20, $1.50, $1.70, in my opinion, I essentially knew it was a buy. And as you see here, look at a lot of this performance here, up 160% just in the last 3 months alone. But this was the last time right here, May 8th, where I did an update video, as you see, around $1.70. And I said we had to get above this level, and that's exactly what we did. And then we bounced off this level, and then we slightly broke, but continued to climb overall. We were in this rising little channel here. This basically almost formed like an ascending triangle, but the company broke out early, and then again retested that 239 level and bounced off and went up to 330 where it is now. And in my opinion, if we back up here, see this gap down right here? See the top of these candles, you're looking at about 367. That's basically, in my eyes, where the next level is going to be. So we'll mark off 367, 367, and there you go. And even if we come in here, well, I got a lot of trend lines going on, but yep, top of the screen, so we'll do that. There you go. So you can see that bouncing off of this trend line here, that it's probably going to continue to climb up. Could, of course, flatten out because I know it's been raging just the last couple of days. So could flatten out, could slightly pull back a little bit. But in my opinion, I think they're going to start rising it up to this trend line going into these earnings on anticipation that the company is probably going to beat on the revenue side again. So could have a little bit more room here. If you're more of a short-term investor and trader and you recently got in at whatever, 2.5, 270, and now you're up a nice chunk and you want to know what to do, in my opinion, if you really want to secure profits, which of course is the name of the game, if you want to catch this ride up to 360 and change going into earnings and then sell before earnings to lock in profits, obviously that is entirely your own prerogative. If you want to roll the dice and try to go through earnings, of course, that's up to you as well. However, the stock has had a really big run here. So if you did get in, at the mid to high ones or low twos or even high twos, obviously you're up a significant chunk here. So if you take profits here, regardless, even if the stock pops up to 4.5 after earnings, nobody can blame you. I mean, of course, it's all hindsight after it happens, but if you can get in a stock at a cheap price and then you get out at a higher price, I mean, nobody can really fault you for it. So kind of up to you guys there, but I'm very happy to see that it bounced off that 239 level and then just continued again to make these higher highs here as of late, going back to about mid-early July. So kind of looking good overall in my opinion. Switching over here to stock charts. And we can see that the RSI is now about 66 1/3. The last time it jumped up, it kind of immediately started to pull back and sell off. So that's why we could potentially have some flattening here taking place. Top Bollinger Band 335, stock hit 338, and then slowly started to pull back. But, of course, with the huge chunk, the MACD has risen and looks like it is maybe about to potentially cross. So if we do have the cross there, we could have just a potential flash breakout up to like 360, and then it could start pulling back and selling off after that the next couple of days. Here on the weekly, we have the RSI, obviously has been climbing with the stock really since about end of April, early May. And now it's sitting at about 67. This is the highest the RSI has been going all the way back. Look at this. We're looking at early 2021 here at the bottom of our screen. And this is the highest the RSI has been. So we may have really lucked out here when we found it and first started looking at it was right here in this range. It was right here as it was approaching these lows in March. And then we re-looked at it in May. So if you really think about it, the whole time that we had our eyes on it and made the video, it was potentially the lowest of the lows that we could have possibly gotten in here, between, about 95 cents and about $1.50, $1.60. So we may have really hit the nail on the head here with this one, because obviously when you look back at stocks over the years, you'll always look at those big dips and you'll say, oh man, if you went in on this stock at this price, you'd be up, X 100 or X 1000% now. And again, we may have literally found the ideal time to invest into FUBO. And anyone who has bought FUBO after seeing my video, you are up, because it's basically at the highs of the highs since we started looking at it. So if anyone saw the videos and we kind of saw eye to eye and you had the ability to step in and buy some shares of FUBO, congratulations. I appreciate you putting a little trust in me, and obviously you are up nicely here. So only time is going to tell. Again, bouncing off of these lows here and having this beautiful run, of course, is fantastic. But remember, it's happening because the company is coming in above expectations on the revenue side. So if this quarter comes in and the company posts like 295 million, they are going to absolutely destroy the stock. And dropping it back down to 239, that might not be the bottom. That really might not be the bottom. Because again, sometimes the economics don't always come into play the way we would like them to. And again, the whole time after I first called it, the whole time FUBO was going down, I was just saying, wow, I'm really surprised they brought it down to $1, sub $1, because it was undervalued. It was undervalued here at $1.60, $1.70, but they still brought it down to $1. So again, they could potentially beat it up if the company really comes in light with earnings. However, I do have to kind of bet on FUBO. FUBO Sports gaining a lot of ground. Again, revenue was in like the 200 million range. Now we're up to the 300 million range. So if everything just keeps moving according to plan as they've been doing, then FUBO is going to potentially make everyone here even more money than it has already made us. But I'm going to basically end it there because that's all I really have to say. So once again, Stocks by the Numbers. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like the video, thumbs up, helps out the algorithm, helps me get more eyes on the channel. Subscribe to the channel. That is our handshake agreement. I will give you updates on the FUBOs, the Rolls Royces, the Soundhounds. I will find the longer-term plays like Under Armour that's been doing very well for us, as we see here, maintaining that $8 level. We first made the video, it was like $7.04, so you're still up a full point on Under Armour if you got in from my video. But, I'll do all of that. All I ask, handshake agreement, if you're going to watch the content or potentially jump in on some of these recommendations. I really don't care. But all I ask is that you push the subscribe button. That is how you help me help you. But moving forward, like I always say, I understand that markets are rocky and they're volatile and they're very uncertain. So I want to wish everyone success. I hope everyone makes a couple of dollars. Thanks for stopping by. Catch you in the next one.